Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha Ashtamodhyaya Akshara Brahma Yoga, which we were seeing. So this 8th chapter comprises of Bhakti, Nishkama, Karma. It comprises of Bhakti, Nishkama Upasana and Krama Mukti. Correct? So it comprises of Bhakti, Nishkama Upasana and Krama Mukti. So we saw what Karma Kandam, what Upasana Kandam, Jnana Kandam requires us as per the Vedas. And then, because Nishkama Upasana, what it is very clearly, which is mentioned, which we have seen. So we saw various things, various shlokas up to Omityeka Aksharam Brahma at the time of death, what one should keep in the mind. Okay. And Antakale cha mameva swaran muktva kalevaram Omityeka Aksharam Brahma. All these very clearly is talking about Nishkama Upasana. what you need to consider, and at the time of Smaran Muktva Kalevaram, at the time of death, if you remember whatever comes in your mind, that will be the guide for your next Janma. So, very clearly, Krishna tells that very ascertained if you want moksha, there is one formula. Remember only me at the time of death. And that is the most difficult thing to remember. Unless that has become your nature, if you have been completely changed from what you are to the nature of at all times like a tambura shruti, only having Bhagavad Smaranam. Other than that, it is very difficult to have Bhagavan's thought at the time of death. Okay. Now he says there are two types of moksha, Sadhyo Mukti and Krama Mukti. Sadhyo Mukti is here and now, Shravana Manana Nidhyasanantaram, Jivan Mukti which you get here. Okay, Jnani gets Sadhyo Mukti, and the Sadhyo Mukti is considered to be something called as Apekshika Moksha. Apekshika means penultimate step. It is not complete moksha because you still have prarabdha which is available, and at the end of your death, this prarabdha also gets over, and everything goes back to its Pancha Mahabhutas, and hence there is no Janma again. That is called the Atyantika or final moksha. In case someone misses this, there are chances when you put effort, there are chances you will miss it. So the Vedas gives a particular path which is called Krama Mukti. Krama Mukti means sequentially you start moving ahead. Now, this Krama Mukti is being told in the Vedas at many places. It also comes in the Upanishads. In Taittiriya Upanishad, when you see Krama Mukti, Saya Esho Ontara Hridaya Akashaha Tasminnayam Purusho Manomaya Amrito Hiranmaya Antarena Taluke Ya Eshastana Iva Valambate Sendra Yonihi Yatrasau Keshanto Vipartate Vyapohya Shirshakapale Bhurityagnav Pratitishthati. Very clearly, and this Krama Mukti comes in many places. What it says, Saya Eshontara Hridaya Akashaha. So, Hridaya Guhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram. Inside the Hridaya, there is a Angushta Matra Purushongushtancha Samashritaha. There is a space as big as your Angushta. So, when you keep that Angushta inside and fold, there is a space inside. So, if this is your heart, there is a space of a thumb inside your heart. And that is where Atma is. That is the location. If in case you want to give a location to Atma to do Dhyanam, this is the place, location for that. Or Manas is also there only. Saya Esho Ontara Hridaya Akashaha. Akasha is space. Tasmin Ayam Purusho Manomayaha. Okay. What are we? We are our thoughts. If the thoughts are fixed, then the mind is fixed, and that is where our Atma is. Correct? Because Brahman or Atma, the OC, uses the mind to form the RC. Is it clear? So, where is the mind now? Wherever the reflection is going to form. Where is the reflection going to form? Antara Hridaya. Okay, and hence that place becomes symbolically where you can do dhyanam. Don't say Atma is only inside the heart. No, no, no. Atma is all pervading. Brahman is all pervading everywhere. But if I say everywhere, it becomes very difficult. So for me to conceptualize, there is a place, a sthana given to it. For example, Bharat is all around where the boundaries and inside the boundaries is. Correct? But where do you see Bharat on a flag? You mean to say the space of the flag is only where Bharat Mata is? No. It is a pratika, alambana of Bharat. Bharat is everywhere, but I try to conceptualize Bharat onto the flag. And that is where I bring divinity to the flag. Otherwise, it is a piece of cloth, nothing else. Colored cloth, right? Same way, this mind is where Hridaya Akasha, that is what is called Chidakasha, Hridaya Akasha. Okay. Amrito Hiranmayaha, because OC and RC both are formed, OC is there itself, RC gets formed there only. The mind is a reflection. Reflection of what? OC. So OC and RC superimpose, both are together. Dwa Suparna Sayuja Samana. That is what is already told before. Correct? Like the OC and RC are superimposed, very close. So we always consider RC also to be OC. But intellectually, you have to separate that this is a reflected image, this is the original consciousness. Correct? So Amrito Hiranmaya is OC. Okay. Now, what happens to this RC? During the time of death, when Kramamukti comes, the whole pranas are brought to that place. Okay, a yogi can bring this prana to that place. And when he brings the prana to that place, from there the prana starts moving now. How does it go? It starts going upward. Okay. Amrito hiranmayaha antarena taluke. See, talu. What is talu? Talu is this place. Talu. The center of that, through that it will go. When you open your mouth and see, there is a small thing which is there at the throat region, which is hanging. Correct? That is what the next line says. Sa esha stana iva valambate. So through that, the prana will go up. And that is called Indra Yoni. Indra Yoni is, I'll tell you what, that path is called Indra Yoni. Se Indra Yoni. Then what happens? It starts going up, up, up. The prana starts going up. Okay. Yatra sauke shanto vivartate. Through the scalp at the center, it will start going up. That is why they say there is a small pinhole at the center of the talu. That tal mein small bache log ka they'll say na, that it is very soft there. There is a small pinhole and the prana leaves that place. And that place is called Brahmarandra. They are very technical topics. So the Vedas talk about this. That is where this yogis do upasana and they are able to take the prana and they leave it through the Brahmarandra. That is why when sannyasis die, they take a coconut and they break this head. They will hit to break it. Why? Ideally, it is supposed to break and go. That prana is supposed to break it and go away from here. Se Indra Yonihi Yatra Sauke Shanto Vivartate Vyapohya Shirsha Kapale. It just busts it out and goes. Okay. And when it goes, that path where it is going to go up is called Uttarayana Marga. Okay. Now there are two paths. Till here within you. After this, the prana decides how to go. It can take two paths. One is called Uttarayana Marga and one is called Dakshinayana Marga. One is called Krishnagati or Shukla Gati, other one is called Krishna Gati. Gati means path. Okay. Uttarayana Gati, Dakshinayana Gati. The names given. Many a times we will start confusion that Uttarayana Gati means what? At the time of Uttarayana, the person dies. No, no, no. It has got nothing to do with that. Uttarayana is the path, the name of the path which this prana takes. Dakshinayana Gati is the name of the path which the prana takes. Now, what decides which path it will take? Okay. If you have done Sakama Upasana, okay, Karma Samuchaya Sakama Upasana, you will get Krishna Gati. What is Karma Samuchaya Upasana? I do karma, I do upasana, but sakama, with a particular desire. So I am not doing karma yoga, I am not doing upasana yoga. I am doing karma, upasana, samuchaya, sakama. So when I do that, it will give me Krishna Gati. Okay. Because you are going to do what? One of your desire will be what? Swarga kamaschinvita. I want to go to Swarga. Iha mutra. Here and post death. So post death planning is there in this. How I wish to go. I want to go to Swarga. Swarga means what? Simple. Whatever facilities you have here, much higher in quality and much better, which you can't even imagine, you will get it there. But for going to Swarga, you need to have certain currency. And that currency is called Punyam, which you have to earn it here. Correct? When I earn money, put in the bank, then wherever I go in the ATM, I can get it. If I am not put in the bank, I can't get it in the ATM. Correct? So if I have traveled in a particular flights and airlines, or if I have gone in a particular chain of hotels, that brownie points what I get, which is Adrishtam, is called Punyam, and that Punyam I can use to transact. Correct? If I get more points, what do? I can redeem the points. Redeem for what? Maja, stay in the hotel for some time, go for a free trip. Correct? What happens after that? Once you have redeemed, after that, no fun. Then you have to again start paying. Correct? Same way, this trip to Swarga is you have certain punyam already available in the ATM. You enjoy it. Once it is over, dhadam, you will come back. Okay. So it is just some chutti. Beach mein thoda chutti, we take a break and go. Ghum ke sab aate with all the niceties. That is what is Swarga. 100% you will come back. Where you will come, again depends upon your prarabdha, which is going to get fructified. Okay, if the prarabdha is going to fall, you can become any kita, cockroach. After Swarga, directly cockroach. Correct? That is also possible. Or you can come back to human being. Whichever way, doesn't matter. Are you able to get this? So this path is called Krishna Gati. Okay, or Dakshinayana Gati. Two names, different names are given in many of these Vedas. Different names are given to the same thing. That's all. Okay, or dark path, Krishna Gati. Then you have, if you do Nishkama Upasana and Nishkama Karma, and for some reason you did not get a teacher and you could not learn Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, this nishkama karma, nishkama upasana can take you through another path which is called Shuklagati. What is another name for it? Uttarayanagati. Shuklagati, Uttarayanagati, the white path, the glowing path, whatever you want to call it. These are all for whom? Not for us. We want Sadhyo Mukti here and now before dying. Correct? If I miss this match, then only the other match is available. If you plan that anyway I am going to fail here, let me work for the next match, then gadbad hai. The chances of failure are higher there. Better work for the current match of Sadhyo Mukti. Is it clear? By chance miss hua, then the probability of Shuklagati is high. Okay, in Shuklagati, where will you go? In Shuklagati, where will you go? If you have a very, very strong punyam, lot of punyam, it will straight away take you to Brahmaloka. It will not take you to Swarga. You know, those flights, non-stop, straight. Because if you are going to change certain flights, problem आ जाएगा उधर किधर तो भी अटक गया तो then you have to be deported back to India. वो सब नहीं. Direct flight to Brahmaloka. Don't think Brahmaloka means moksha. No, 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 no. Brahmaloka. The difference in Swarga and Brahmaloka is only one. In Swarga, it is Bhogya Prapancha. Bhoga. Okay. You will not feel hungry. You will not feel sleepy. Continuously maja dance program going on. Correct? Like, you know, especially in Tamil Nadu and Chennai, this 15th December to 15th January, that 1 month, it is an off season where no marriages or no good things will happen. So these people have made a nice plan that full 1 month, all this Sabhagraha will be booked for music and many great artists will come. So most of the week, every day it will be there and many people will go there. One time cooking at home, evening all this see the halls are free because no marriages and all. So the caterer is also free. So what does the caterer do? He puts a stall into these halls. और ये halls में क्या होता है? Lot of songs and so every day evening this mama and mommy has got only one job. Go there, listen to song, vada bhajiya khao, घर पे आओ. Correct? And this is called Swargaloka. रोज जाने का, मजा करने का, आने का. Not to bother about anything. Full 1 month. After 1 month, what? Mommy has to continue making, mama has to continue going to office and do everything. So people take holidays for this to go to Chennai. Because very nice artist and all comes. Food is also very nice, tasty food. Okay. And this is called Swargaloka. Simple. In the way we have to understand. What is Brahmaloka? There you will not feel hungry. There you will not feel sleepy. Then what do? You are not a bhokta there. In both the place you cannot be karta. Can you be a karta? No. You can't be a karta. Karta only this. Everything what you have to do is only here karta. In Swarga you can be bhokta. And in Brahmaloka you are a jnata. You learn. Who is the teacher? Brahmaji is the teacher. 4 heads. 4 subjects will be keeping on continuously. एक मुंह से एक subject, दूसरा मुंह से दूसरा subject. इधर बोर मारा तो उधर बैठ के सुनो. इधर बोर मारा तो उधर बैठ के सुनो. Only one job. पढ़ने का. Listen, learn. And from there, one of the best teachers. No speed breaker in learning. You will never feel hungry. No joint pain. You can sit as much as time you want. Notes as much as you want, you can take. Nothing will stop. Continuously, you just think, immediately the pen will start writing. Connected only with learning, 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 learning. And ajnana nivritti. Jnana prapti, moksha. Correct? So, krama mukti is nishkama upasana and karma yoga taking you to Brahmaloka. From Brahmaloka, Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam continuously, and from there, moksha. What is Krishna Gati? Go to Swargaloka. Maja Maja Urvashi Menaka Ramba dance program going on everywhere. No feeling hungry, nothing, no sleep, nothing. After some days, the points are over. Punyam is over. Dhadam, come down again. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. Continue. Clear? And for taking you to these lokas, like relay race, there are certain devatas en route standing. So one devata will hand you over to the next devata. Because you do not know what is the path. No GPS and all. छोटा बच्चा जैसा आपको पकड़ के लेके जाके उधर छोड़ेगा. Okay, and these devatas have got name. Agmirjyotirah Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam. This shloka is talking about the devatas who are there, who are holding your hand and taking you through Shukla Gati for Kramamukti. Okay. Agmirjyotirah Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Vido Janaha. You become Brahmavid. Why? With Brahmaji. Brahmaji will make you Brahmavid. Correct? On the other hand, Dhumau Ratristatha Krishna Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandrama Sanjyotihi Yogi Prapya Nivartate. Shloka number 24 and 25. This is what is called Kramamukti. So, based on what, if you have done just karma yoga, I have done everything properly as per the karmas which I have been told, 100% Swarga guarantee. Some days, some years, whatever, maja, punyam over, come down, continue the path again. Okay, some people are very clear, I don't want this moksha and all. बीच में जैसा बोलते ना मराठी में माहेरी जाके आने का. I want to go to my mother's place and come back. But in a year, 10 days I want to be there. After that, come back. Why? So that I work and next year again 10 days I go and come. So some people love to go to Swarga, come back. Work here, go to Swarga, come back. Chalte hi rahega ye. But there are other people who do not want to do that. They put effort with Karma Yoga and Nishkama Bhakti, and for them the Shukla Gati is available. Okay, and who are the Devatas in Shukla Gati? Agnihi, Jyotihi, Shuklaha, Shanmasa, Uttarayanam. They are all names of Devatas. This has got nothing to do with the word meaning which we normally know. Agni has got no meaning with Agni. Agni is a Devata. Okay, like that. Jyotihi, Ahar Devata, Shukla Devata, Shanmasa Devata, Uttarayana Devata. And that Uttarayana Devata will lead you to Brahmaloka. Tatra Prayata Gacchati Brahma Vidojana. Same way, there are 6 Devatas for the dark path. Okay. And what is that? That is Tatra Chandramasam Jyotihi. Means moonlight. What is that? Dhumaha Ratrihi Krishnaha Shanmasa Dakshinayana. These are the Devatas for Krishna Gati. Okay. And Shukla Krishne Gati Hyete Jagata Shashwate Mate Ekayaya Tvana Vrittim Anyaya vartate punaha. The one keeps coming back. Punah punaha. Again punarapi jananam, punarapi manam. Other person learns, takes little time there, completes the learning and becomes free. And this becoming free through this path post death, going through all this and then learning from Brahmaji and then becoming moksha is called Krama Mukti. Called Sadhyo Mukti. Okay, if Sadhyo Mukti is missed out, Krama Mukti is available. Don't think that you have lost everything. In Krama Mukti also you don't get Shuklagati. Then from Swargaloka you will come back here and you get another chance for Sadhyo Mukti. Don't say another chance for Krama Mukti. समझ में आ रहा है? It only gives you as a backup plan to come back and from here get Satya Mukti here and now. Is it clear? Okay, so this portion of the Vedas, which has got nothing to do with Krishna and Arjuna, has been considered and mentioned by Vyasacharya. That is why this Bhagavad Gita becomes a Sankshipta Vedas. Completely it talks of everything of the Vedas, nothing is left out. Is it clear? Now you tell me, does it have any correlation with this, what Krishna and Arjuna are talking? No correlation. That is why the 8th chapter is a detour. And 9th chapter, again, they will come to the same question which Arjuna is going to ask. Is it clear? So, then he says, Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pratishtam anyeti tat sarvamidam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. You do Vedas, you do yajnas in the tapaha, whatever dana, all this you can go only up to a level. He says the other person who is with Karma Yoga, who is with Upasana Yoga, Karma Samuchaya Upasana, that person Sthanam Upaiti Chadyam will go to the highest level, which is Moksha, Param Sthanam, guaranteed by me through Shuklagati. Is it clear? Okay, but better than that is Sadhyo Mukti here and now. Before you die itself, you know, I have completed what I have to do. Nothing else is left. I am ready. Yamadharma Raja, you can come and take me at any time. All these are available for you. Thank you, Bhagavan, for giving me this instrument. Using this instrument, I did not abuse it. I used it properly. I learned. I got moksha. Now I am not in need of it. Take it whenever you want, because anyway it doesn't belong to me. Aham Brahma Eva Asmi. Is it clear how the 8th chapter is going? Good. From here, we will go to the 9th chapter. And 9th chapter, after you completing a detour means what? थोड़ा बैठ के श्वास लिया, पानी पिया, चलो, come back to the main course again. What? Our same Arjuna Krishna's question answer going on now. Whether to fight, not to fight. Whether to fight, not to fight. Okay, same thing will get started. And here, Bhagavan continues. He says, I'm going to tell you something. My para prakriti and apara prakriti, kshetra kshetrajna is what I'm going to teach you, what it is. Idam tute guhyatamam pravakshyamyanusuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajñatva mokshase shubha. And he calls this Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. Raja Vidya means what? What is Raja Vidya? The Raja of all the Vidyas. Atma Vidya eva Raja Vidya. Atma Jnana eva Raja Vidya. There is nothing else bigger than that. Correct? Because where all the Vidyas will end is Atma Vidya. There is nothing where Atma Vidya can further go. Correct? That is why it is called Raja Vidya. What is the second word he uses? Raja Guhyam, topmost secret. Why does he call it topmost secret? Because it can be given only to few people. Few special Brahmins will learn it, others and all cannot. So you need to be highly, only certain jati, dharmas and all can be taught. That is why it is Rajaguhyam. No, it is available for everyone. Then why Rajaguhyam? Rajaguhyam because Guhyam means it is a secret and Rajaguhyam is intelligently placed open secret. Even if you are taught 100 times and you know it, still you will not achieve it. Why? Only few select who have got sadhana chatushtaya sampatti can achieve it. I may know it, I may understand it, I may write thesis on it, I may become a doctorate on it, but I will not achieve it. Why? For that, I have to have sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, and sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, in the absence of that, this becomes Rajaguhyam, open secret, not available to anyone, yet easily accessible. Even if you access it, you don't understand it. Why I don't understand? Chitta Ekagrata is not there, or Chitta Vishalata is not there. Why Chitta Vishalata and Chitta Ekagrata is not there? Because I am not done Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. Why I didn't do Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti? Because I don't have Vairagya and Viveka to that extent. Or Mumukshutva, Tivra Icha is not there. Then what do I do? Continue like this, nothing to worry. And pray to God, in next Janma at least I should get Tivra Icha for Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. That is why it is an open secret called Rajaguhyam. We may understand it, but we may know it, we may understand it, but we still feel that, like Swamiji says, 70% of the people, yeah, numbers, generally, don't go by absolute numbers, just to give you a flavor. 70% of the people feel that Advaita way is not, it is impossible and not understandable, not logical, not achievable, nothing. It is all just a big fake. 20% of the people say, no, no, it is logical, but it is not for me. It is very logical, but I am not cut out for it. And like that, after reducing it, maybe 2 or 3% of the people will say, it is logical, I am cut out for it, I am putting my effort, and I will not live till I achieve the result. Okay, so that probability theory is very low when it comes to actual success. Uh, Most of the people do not even understand it and they will say, this Advaita Vedanta, because what? You have to use, upper story has to be used for Vedanta, and it becomes difficult. Why? You should have that mind which is focused to understand what exactly is said, then do some, you know, like that animal which ruminates. When the teacher teaches, swaha, 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 keep on having. Then afterwards, what? Sit in the side, remove it out, mananam. Then doubt will come. Go to the teacher. This you have to keep on doing. And then that tikshnata of that, and then you start understanding what it is. And when you start understanding, you will say, oh, now only you taught properly. So many times you were not able to exactly explain what it is, now you have explained. And the teacher will also say, perfect, tathastu. Don't worry, at least now you understood, no problem. Correct? So, Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram Idam Uttamam. Avagam Dharmyam. Pratyaksha Dharmyam Sasukham Kartum Avyayam. Even if you don't reach the ultimate step of moksha, dharma is guaranteed. Why? You will put effort for moksha, penultimate dharma is guaranteed. See, there is always a question asked: do you need to be religious for spiritual? And this question, if you understand it properly, if you are not religious and spiritual, it is just academic. If you are, most of the people may be religious but hardly spiritual. Many will be religious, will be spiritual but academic. There's no religious part to it. Only who is religious will actually become spiritual. Why? Religious means dharma. Dharma means karma yoga. Karma yoga means karma. And upasana yoga. What is religion? Karma, upasana, samuchaya yoga. Okay. So you have to be religious to become spiritual. If you say I'm of modern outlook, I will only be spiritual, that is easy to understand. I can write notes, everything is fine. I don't need to be religious. Perfectly okay. And religious does not mean sitting and doing puja. You have to be an astika, not a nastika. Simple. Ishvara karma data is there. That acceptance should be there first. Then you are actually putting effort. Otherwise, it is academic. I can write thesis after thesis, but nothing here. Is it clear? Okay, so Pratyaksha Dharmyam Sasukham Kartum Avyayam. Then he says, Ashraddadhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante, they will never attain me. Ashraddadhana Purusha. There are many times we say, na, what are you doing now? Oh, I am working in a bank. What have you done? What have you studied? Oh, I am a chemical engineer. So you're not applying that. Where in the bank for management? Where you have to apply that? Then why did you study that? I thought that will be good. After that, I saw that management is better. Then in management, I don't need to do anything of chemical engineering. That means what? No Shraddha in management, no Shraddha in chemical engineering. Then Shraddha in what? Only what can give me money. Whichever path that can give me money, Shraddha is there. Are you able to understand? Ashraddadhana purushaha dharmasya asya parantapa aprapyamam nivartante will never reach me. That means, this is what I said, if you are not religious, spirituality can never mature. You have to accept Ishwaraha, Jagat Karanam Ishwaraha, Yato va imani bhutani jayante, ye na jatani jivanti, yat prayantyabhisamvishanti, tat vijijñāsasva, tat brahmeti. That question, that very clearly acceptance of Ishvara is a must. And when Shraddha is there, then only you will achieve that highest one. Shraddha, we have already seen, what is it? Using the primary source of primary instruments to get knowledge and having some conviction with logic and certain unknown probability, but being very sure that the path is correct, and the guide whom I have and what is being guided is perfectly right, and there is no doubt about it. And slowly you reduce the probability, and then you say, I have achieved my goal. Is it clear? Okay, so clearly going into the ninth chapter, again Krishna is coming back to the old point which is there in the seventh chapter. What was seventh chapter about? Bhakti, correct? And Ishvara Swarupam and Bhakti. What is Ishvara? Okay, again coming in the ninth chapter. Now you see that connectivity is coming back again, which was not there in the eighth chapter. So eighth chapter was a detour, and we come back to the ninth chapter here. Okay, let us see what is the ninth chapter now taking us through. Rajavidya, Rajaguhya. So nature of Ishvara and Bhakti as a means of moksha. These are the two topics very clearly the ninth chapter is taking, which is nature of Ishvara. That is why I said now what is Ishvara you have to understand. Yatova, Imani Bhuta. And what is Bhakti? Only with complete submission to Ishvara you will achieve your goal, final goal, what you want. Okay. We normally give that example of the pole vault. Pole vault is the Ishvara. Without the pole vault, you cannot go up to vault out to the other side. So you need the pole, and you have to completely believe and have the conviction this pole has the capability to vault me. Any doubt on the pole while running and coming, saying that if it breaks, do you think even that person will put some weight and go up? Never. He has implicit faith, or she has implicit faith on this pole, that this pole will never give up. The pole will be a very good instrument for me to transmigrate, which otherwise I can never do it. I can never do it in the absence of this pole, and the pole is Ishvara. Are we able to get this clearly? So, Ishvara Bhakti, nature of Ishvara, these are the clear two topics coming in the ninth chapter, which is more or less the same concept told in the seventh chapter, because eighth is a detour. Is it clear? Okay. Now, here very clearly two aspects are bought: para prakriti and apara prakriti. Okay, para prakriti equal to Brahman, apara prakriti equal to Maya. By the word prakriti, don't get confused. Higher prakriti, lower prakriti. Higher prakriti equal to Brahman in our terminology. Lower prakriti equal to Maya in our terminology. So, para and apara prakriti have to be together for transaction. Correct? The gold and the ornament both should be there for transaction. Then only you can know where you want to focus your mind, whether it is in the para prakriti, which is the gold, or apara prakriti, which is the design. But both always are there hand in hand in this universe at all times. Then what do I do? Do I discard it? Not this, not this. No, this will not give me moksha. This will not give me moksha. You will never end anywhere. Then what is moksha? Not getting stuck that what you are working on, not getting stuck there, and considering that Ishvara as a concept is there, which is the para prakriti for which I am doing, and undervaluing the apara prakriti, because guna guneshu vartante, it will keep on continuing that way. Sometimes you call it the golden bangle, sometimes you call it the golden necklace, sometimes you call it that, all will keep on coming, changing, but the gold will ever remain, and that is why it is para prakriti gold, apara prakriti eva ornaments. Is it clear? And this is what he is going to explain. And he seeds it here that para prakriti and apara prakriti both are intertwined, interspersed together. The apara prakriti is very clearly visible to us. The para prakriti is what you have to find out and mentally dissect it from apara prakriti. As we say, when I see a ornament, I see the design called the ornament, I see the material called the gold. I should always keep in my mind, finally it is gold. It is not the ornament. Nikalte time ye kharab hua, that all that is related to the ornament. Gold kabhi kharab nahi hoega. Is it clear? Para prakriti and apara prakriti. Okay. Now with this idea of para prakriti and apara prakriti, he will further take it. And before that, we need to know certain features of this para prakriti and apara prakriti. See, Anadi Lord is causeless and causes the creation. Okay. Para prakriti and apara prakriti have got something common. Para prakriti and apara prakriti both are anadi. Hopefully, you understand what is the meaning of anadi. Anadi means which is beyond time also, it is always there. Correct? So if you say that this earth was there, or this everything was there, anadi, we will say yes, it was there, but it was in an unmanifested form, which is called Akshara Brahma. 15th chapter it will come. Kshara Brahma is what breaks, changes. Correct? So you have Para Prakriti, which is Brahman, Apara Prakriti, which is Maya. And this Apara Prakriti continuously keeps changing. Is it clear? Okay. So what is the commonness between Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti? Both are Anadi. From them only the time itself has come. So they are beyond time. Okay. Then what? Both Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti are Anantam. Anadi and Anantam, na? How can you call this Apara Prakriti Anantam? Because it is going off, correct? Something else will come. How can you call it Anantam? It goes from manifested form to potential form to manifested form. In potential form, we cannot see it, we have no scope to see it, all instruments have been already taken in, and that particular one, if you are lucky, this para prakriti part is something which is always there. The apara prakriti is what which will continuously keep changing, and both are anadi and ananta. Is it clear? Para prakriti is chetana, chetana tattvam, apara prakriti is achetana tattvam. Now differences we are seeing, correct? Para prakriti is nirvikaraha, apara prakriti is savikaraha. Para prakriti equal to Brahman, apara prakriti equal to Maya. Apara prakriti is savikaraha and para prakriti is nirvikaraha. What makes that savikaratvam What makes the ability for it to change? Only one thing, that gunas keep changing. So para prakriti is nirguna, apara prakriti is saguna. And this gunas, when it change, apara prakriti keeps on changing. If you don't have guna, there is no requirement for nirgunatva, and that is why it is all pervading, called apara prakriti. Para prakriti. Is it clear? Okay. Then para prakriti is niravayava, apara prakriti is savayava. Avayava means limbs, correct? Which can change. So apara prakriti is sa avayava. That avayavas can keep on changing. Whereas the para prakriti is niravayava. It doesn't have any limbs for it to change at any point of time, in any situation. No exception at all for this. Okay. Now, para prakriti is satyam, apara prakriti is mithya. Satyatvam means independent existence. Mithyatvam means dependent existence. Satyatvam is me. Mithyatvam is my shadow. Are we able to get this clearly? So para prakriti and apara prakriti, when you see, there are commonalities between both anadi and anantam, which is a common feature of para and apara. Then para is chetana, apara is achetana. Para is nirguna, apara is saguna. Para is nirvikara, apara is savikara. Para is niravayava, apara is savayava. Para is satyam, apara is mithya. Mithyatvam means a lower level of existence compared to the other. Are you able to get this? Okay. Same name which you are saying as Nirguna Brahma, Saguna Brahma. That Saguna Brahma is with Prakriti. Correct? Okay. And then he says, Ishvara is a mixture of Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. We are a mixture of Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. But the topic which is going is Rajavidya Rajaguhyam, so the focus will have to be Ishvara or much broader picture than me. Is it clear? Okay. So this Ishvara, which is a mixture of Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti, we are going to learn, and while learning it, we are going to keep that guna part as it is of a lower order mithyatva and hold on to the chetanatva in Ishvara. That chetanatva, it is niravayava, it is nirvikara, it is nirupadika, it is satyam, it is nirgunam. Is it clear? And this is what we will learn in the next class. What is Ishvara exactly? Bhagavan. What is Bhagavan? Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya prayatatmana. There is one shloka. What is Bhaga? And one who has all these as Bhaga is called Bhagavan. And if we understand Bhagavan, we are Bhagyavan. Correct? And if we are Bhagyavan, Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Okay, next Saturday there will not be any class. I will put it also into the WhatsApp group, but next Saturday there won't be any class for you in the evening. Okay, right? Chalo. Hari Om. Dhanyavadaha. Shubharatri. Hari Om.